Hold on, do those real quick. How's everybody day going? I don't know why my phone isn't loading the chat. There it goes, my phone just loaded the chat, my other phone. Wow, the source radio is crappy as hell right now. To take out the front cover. I'm doing part of the PM. The other part was already done. The only part I didn't do last time is the cleaning part, which is the easiest, which is why I left it for another day. It says to be done every month, so this is the last of the month, so we're doing it now. The video quality, I'm using the front camera instead of the back right now. Take off this panel or whatever, move it to the side, something like that. I'm just gonna push it forward. I don't need much space anyway. Especially when we do two changes and stuff like that, we take this whole thing off. I say the front panel, I mean like this whole front cover right here. Here, this one that goes here. There's another one at the bottom. Same with the back side. Not always does it have the bottom one though, which I'm gonna take off after the back one. You just gotta open it up and clean it. There's other stuff you have to do, like grease the gantry and stuff like that. Since it's just rotating, it needs to be greased sometimes. All that stuff was done. Everything's done. The only thing left today is cleaning. This is all the brackets to take that off. There's another one back here. Yeah, might spin it with the gantry open. Let's see. Is there a better place to put the phone? Nah, sorry about that. Leave it for here for now. Window. I think that's what all the companies call it, like Siemens, Toshiba, everybody. Phone's a little delayed looking at it now. My phone froze for a second. What is this other application? Oh, never mind. You guys ever seen before? This is the inside of a CT. Later on, I'm gonna go ahead and spin this around while it's moving so you guys can see it. This is part of the detector. The detector's in here, so this is the X-ray tube that shoots the radiation and everything. That shoots it to this side that picks it up. We got the DAS fans and stuff like that. We got the boards in here that does all the communications and everything. Just gotta take this out. This is in here. The high voltage tank. The Jedi. We call it a Jedi. but it does the power distribution is this one over here. This actually delivers the power. I believe is. Never mind. I was supposed to say about 160. I know that in vascular. I know that in vascular it's 160, and normally tubes have two candlesticks, a anode and a cathode side, the negative and positive side, and the way that it to not have to produce as much, it only produces 80 volts from each. So then the difference is 160. So let's say one is negative 80, the other one's positive 80. Altogether, it's 160. I don't know if this version of the system does that, but I know in vascular we like have tubes like that. This is CT. Yeah, I got other components here. The PM is pretty easy. It's just basically taking this thing apart. I got my mask on me. It's underneath me. Right now, I'm the only one here. How you doing, Butters? Maybe I should have moved this out so I have more space here. Oh, this is the one size I don't have. How you doing, Butters? I'm at work, but it's been pretty light overall. This is basically like the first thing I'm doing today, kind of. And I have one other thing to do after this, and I'm basically done. It's been pretty light overall. Like normally this room works until later where you have to do at least some overtime. But with this whole corona thing, the hospital's been trying to, take less patients in and stuff like that. So it's been a lot less busy, which is pretty good. I haven't been working as much. Since like last Friday or Thursday, I haven't been working that much. Overall, all the hospitals calmed down and how much patients and everything they have. One of those monitor screws. I don't know what you call it, but this has it in the back, and a lot of times it starts spinning by itself. I don't know what you call these things. The reason I took this out is just to hold this so I unscrew it. So right now it's loose because it was screwing out with the screw. I've been working on paperwork. My paperwork was behind because I normally work so much. But since it's been light, yesterday and today, I spent it basically just doing paperwork. I fix that after. When I put the screw back out. This is one thing I forgot to finish. So I'm back here today to finish it. We just had one last part here, which was just cleaning the system, basically. Cleaning the filters and stuff like that. I'll keep my phone here. What type of work do you do again, Butters? What quality is this when I do it from my back camera? See? Oh, it's still, that's not much. 432p for my phone. Pretty low. checking out the dash fans right now. Because there's a filter right behind these fans that I put in. There's another filter I'll show you later. Always get lost for where it's at. Yeah, this is one of the systems that only has, after this filter, there's normally a heat exchanger that has a filter in the front and the back. Funny brothers. I have a pretty long delay when I shoot from my phone, kind of crazy. Prostitute. I can imagine business is low, and the people that you do get are wearing like a mask. I just had White Castle right before coming here. I was about to go to Popeyes, but the line was super long, and the White Castle line was like pretty short, so I just went to White Castle. White Castle. You don't like White Castle? I like it. I got no problem with it. I don't like lines. I had to come here. Well, I didn't want to stay waiting online at White Castle. They get here later and go home later. So I just got the first thing that had no line. These are the dash fans here. I'll turn on the vacuum in a second to clean this. I gotta find out how to mute the stream real quick while I vacuum. Yeah, bro, I'm working right now. Something minor, but something that I forgot to do. I came here towards the beginning of the month, I think it was, and I did most of this, and I left the easy thing for later. I was like, hey, I come back and finish it. But this is due today, which is the last day of the month, and as I'm closing my paperwork, I realized that I didn't finish. The only thing I forgot to do was just clean the system. And clean all the filters and stuff like that. Clean the slip ring in the back, which I'm gonna open pretty soon. Let me see how I mute the stream for a second. Now this is a CT machine. This is the fan I'm about to clean. It's pretty clean overall. Not bad. Tank, tube, detector. This is what does the radiation on this side. This is the X-ray tube. Not a CT tube technically, this one, but it doesn't matter. All of them shoots X-ray. I'm probably gonna show later while the thing is rotating. This thing in total takes about 3-4 hours or something. But since I've done most of it, it shouldn't take too long. I gotta figure out how to mute this stream. Alright, I'm gonna keep on playing this, but I'm gonna mute myself real quick since I'm a vacuum. I don't wanna bother everybody here. As soon as I finish, I'm gonna unmute it. Alright, I just unmuted the stream. One more fan I have to get to. This one doesn't have the front. There's another one somewhere in the back here. I'm supposed to rotate this the opposite way. Supposedly they tell me. I don't think it matters. Because the system normally rotates when you're fixing the system clockwise. Right now I'm moving it counterclockwise though, just because it's easier for me. Overall work has been pretty easy. I haven't had any service calls or nothing. This is just a PM. So since Friday, kind of Thursday had one thing to do, that's it. And then today, then Friday I had nothing. Today's basically nothing. This is just finishing up. Monday either, I didn't have anything. Whoa, house wasn't pretty quiet. This is the other fan. These are the fans to cool down the tube. Let's see if you can see it. A little bit. So this is the heat exchanger, it's called. yeah, actually. So this is the heat exchanger. There's two lines coming from the tube right now that's going into the heat exchanger. One is the input into it, the other one's the output going into the tube. Goes through here. You have the pump underneath here. So basically with these fans, whatever, it just cools down the system, and there's there's a special type of oil going like through these lines. These are like quick, like this connects. So like if you ever have to change the tube or something happens, make it easier. You just unplug it and another oil comes out. There are times where you have to do a flush, sort of, where you have to take because at times there's air bubbles in the system, and air bubbles causes like arcs or image artifacts and stuff like that, where you have to connect something to here, to these 2 points, and sort of flush out the air throughout the whole system. So you go to multiple points. One is here, other one's here. I think there's 3 points. Trying to remember what's the other point at. Maybe the other one's just straight to the pump. Yeah, see one going to the pump, the other one's coming out of here. Yeah, so it might be just these 3 things. How you doing, Ashley? Yeah, I'm doing a basic maintenance thing. This is something I forgot to do. This is due today, which is the end of the month, which I forgot to do. I forgot to finish. I started this in the beginning of the month, and the only thing I left was the cleaning, which I said, hey, I'm gonna do it for later. I'm doing the paperwork today, and I realized I didn't finish. So I came back into work today just to finish. I'm gonna mute the mic real quick. Just so I'm about to vacuum for a second. Alright, just unmute the microphone. Funny thing is since I work on these type of systems, I have a lot of tools that they gave me for work that I use on stuff like my motorcycle and other things at home, which is a pretty cool perk. Funny Mexican. Yeah, I'm not doing the whole PM. The whole thing takes about 3 to 4 hours. I'm just doing the cleaning, which is the only thing left. I wish I was a pro. I'm pretty good at vascular. CT, I'm decent at it. I can change tube, everything else pretty easy. When it comes to troubleshooting, I'm okay at it. And actually, I think I'm okay at it too. I'm the only one trained on CRs in my area, which are the cassette readers, which is an old style that they're getting rid of now. And a few things, but my best modality is vascular. That's what I do the most of. Vascular interventional radiology, basically, type of machines. They use it a lot to put like stents in people's bodies. A lot in brain surgeries. Cardiovascular, I think I said it right. Let me see if I got a zip tie. So how is everybody's day going? How's your day going, Ashley? How's your day going, Mexico? And Ashley, did you figure out what's wrong with your stream? Why you wasn't able to stream last night? Where did I put the thing at? Here it is. Funny, boring day. Yeah, being stuck at home is boring. Global PlayStation error. Oh, that's a little weird because you try streaming from your computer, right? I wonder why streaming from your computer would be a global error. Oh, cool, Mexican. I didn't even know that you were doing college right now. What are you studying? And awesome, actually. What game are you planning on streaming? Oh, that's pretty cool. Automotive. Nah, Hurricane has not updated me yet. That was 2 days ago, yeah, but he said he was to see her once the quarantine was over. I think that's a long time to wait, but he's in high school, so I guess he has all the time in the world, and obviously she lives with her parents and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for it, but Herbie King said he's 13. So as long with being, there's not much you could do with other than listen to his parents, and I guess the girl he likes parents can't really meet her anywhere. Awesome, some WWE. That changes everything. Yo, at 13, high school age, hormones are flying. Oh, awesome, Mexican. I thought about doing some automotive or some motorcycle mechanic classes just for fun. Just because I tried working on my motorcycle a few times. I tried working on my car when I had the Camaro a few times. But I'm not too good at it. I thought like a course would make it better. Well, not better, but easier, so that I know what I'm looking for, know exactly what I'm doing. That's pretty cool, your last semester though. What company did you plan on working for? I'm about to do the back in a second, which should be a little more exciting, and pretty soon I'm going to go ahead and spin the system with this cover open. Oh, I have another phone in front of me. I have two phones. This is my personal phone. I got Twitch CityFlex with the motorcycle thing in the back. And that's my company phone that I'm streaming from right now. Now let him work for Chevy, yo. I want another Camaro. Yeah, two phones. Whenever I motorcycle live stream or something, I try to use my personal data for that at least, just in case if I get a phone call from work. Normally what I do here when I put this back together, it's a lot easier when you have two people. I saw this little bracket here that's 6 ink from this front cover. Once I get that in, my other phone's falling a lot. I just put this here sort of like a grip to hold it so that I can lock it in place after. Here, just because it's a lot easier with two people, but when you don't have two people, you gotta make do. So the system sort of holds the weight for me in a way, I guess, like holds it forward using those things. I love Camaros, man. I fell in love with Camaros since the Transformer movie. I think it was the 2010 one, the Bumblebee Camaro. Man, I love that shit. That was what made me get a Camaro, and I used to have a 2010 LT2 RS package. I was in college, so I couldn't afford the V8 version, but I got the V6 one. The best V6 I could get at least. Eventually, I sold it. Okay, sweet. Eventually, I sold it, and soon after selling it, is when I got my motorcycle license. Not my motorcycle, my motorcycle. So how long ago was that? I think that was 3 years ago now. I always wanted a motorcycle, but I got the Camaro instead because of my parents. Right now I'm moving these things towards the back cover so that I can hold the back cover and I can do the back. Do not tell anybody what I'm doing, because you're technically supposed to turn off the A1 panel and the PDU, since I'm still gonna have a certain amount of live voltage. I think it's only gonna be like 110 going to the back, so it's not too bad. But when the system is on, you have 480 volts going back there. So as a safety precaution, you're supposed to turn off the A1 panel and the PDU. The PDU is the power distribution unit. Hey Mexican, there's another mechanic that actually streams his job. I think he does Volvo cars. Is that how you say it? Volvo? I have no idea how to say it. But he streams it. His thing is Demon Mechanic. And he basically streams him working on the cars. I thought about doing that similar with my job, that whenever I work on machines. But a lot of the times when I work on these machines, I use proprietary. I have no idea how to say it. Whatever. I use certain documentation that I'm not supposed to share. So I wasn't sure how can I, work on and fixing everything at the same time, not share any of the company's secrets. Since that is paperwork that we sign when we start. Can I say that word? Proprietary? I'm over. Right now I have, as a rental car, a Toyota Highlander. I love it right now. My company car is a 2015 Chevy Equinox. I'm about to get the 2021. But since my car's having issues, they gave me a rental. And I love it, to be honest. That Toyota Highlander is so smooth and so comfy. Alright, I got you later, Mexican. Yeah, but that's something that you could do once you start working in the automotive industry. Start of streaming, you fixing cars and stuff like that. Funny, I fill up gas since I drive kind of fast, and I don't do too much miles a day, maybe like 80. I'm not even sure. But I fill up every other day in my car normally when I come to work. When I had the Camry as a company car, and I had a Camry hybrid, I filled up once a week, which was a miracle to me. I ended up switching my car to a Chevy Equinox just for like the extra space I have. Even though that the Camry has a large trunk, I couldn't really stack things on top of each other like I can on the Equinox, since at times I have to bring a lot of stuff to work. Oh, nice. I have not seen the new Toyota cars. Oh, what I was unscrewing right now were these cables here. This is for the front. These are for the back. This one is for these control panels. There's 4 of them. They all have to be in series in order for the system to properly work.
Um, so if you, so like if you're not connecting one of these, the system isn't gonna reset properly. You also have the signal for the monitor, which I think is the other one. Might be this one. Don't remember. Stuff. So since that cable's going all around, whenever I take off the cover, I have to disconnect that. Hey, does the new like Toyota cars have Apple CarPlay? That's one of the reasons I can't wait for them to upgrade my car. Is for Apple CarPlay. I had a rental with Apple CarPlay, and that's the first time I actually didn't really look at my phone. I love that. I love Apple CarPlay, man. Because it's so easy. Because it lets you. Because the Apple CarPlay reads to you your like text messages. You're able to text back through your car. It has the like Waze display to show you your GPS and everything on the car. Like I was actually not looking at my phone. I was surprised. Normally when I drive, I look at my phone a lot, and when I'm not looking at my phone, I'm speeding. Except for on a motorcycle, of course. That's something that I can't really get rid of. Motorcycles don't like people. I mean, motorcycle riders don't like people on their phone. But that's something. I don't know. I haven't stopped ever. Nothing was wrong with it. We have to do a scheduled maintenance. There's certain things we have to do some certain stuff we have to do periodically to like prevent the system from failing. Obviously one thing is clean the filters. We need to like release the gantry. You gotta do certain functional checks, and there's a long list of stuff that we have to do. These machines are every 4 months. Especially since they're high usage. No, I'm wrong. It's every 3 months, and we have to do certain versions. I think it's A, B, C, and I don't know why it skips to W. There's 4 different checklists we have to do depending. This is the first PM of the year right now on this system. I came earlier in the month. I did part of it. It started getting late, so the last thing I left was the cleaning. So that's something I'm doing now is the cleaning. I already like used the gantry. I already did some of the checks and everything else. Everything is good. The only thing left is this cleaning. That's it. Thank you like a lot, Ashley. I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a good night, I guess. Yeah, this is where I work, gaming egg. I work in hospitals, unfortunately. And during this whole corona mess, something happens, I still have to come to work. The good thing about it is I get to stay home until something happens. So right before this, there was one other thing I did before this, but before that, I was home. Right now I'm doing a preventive maintenance on a CT. The only thing left is the cleaning. So I'm about to clean the slip ring in the back. I already like cleaned the front. The slip ring is where, how can I say? So I don't know if you can see to show you. About to clean all of this. I'm about to check this. So this is where the stationary converts the power to the rotational side. I'm gonna take this off and show you. So there's a bunch of rings here that have like different power and signal. Signal mostly comes from a sensor over here. So the CT is constantly rotating, and basically with this slip ring and this receiver and transmitter is how like the gantry is able to send the signal from the stationary to the rotating side. So normally it's like a little black brushes that I'm about to show you in a second. So it's a bunch of black brushes that at times dirty the system. The brushes gets a little dirty and stuff like that, which you have to clean on these maintenance. I like what I do overall though. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's fun overall when you know what's going on. When you have a problem that you can't fix, that's when you start getting stressed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, nurses make a lot of money. So this is part of it. There's another sensor on here. Let me rotate it till I see it. Let me rotate the other way. So I forget if this is a receiver or a transmitter. It says RX. This is the receiver. There's a transmitter somewhere along here that sends the signal, and it like goes over to the computers that are over there. We have the dark, the IG, and the main computer. The IG does the reconstruction, and that communicates to the dark that is the main computer for the IG. You got the HP computer, whatever. So these are the signal brushes here. Not the brushes, but the slip rings. We have power. We have 480 through like 3 of them. I forgot which one's 180. Everything else. We have brushes here. So some of them are signal, some of them are power. Obviously, the bigger ones are power. The smaller ones are signal. It may be 1 or 2 power. So later, I'm going to spin this with the cover on. One thing I did mention before is we still have power. Sorry about that. We still have power going in here, but not much. One thing I'm supposed to do, which I'll show you, I'm trying to be careful of, is you're supposed to turn this off. You're supposed to turn that off. That's the main disconnect panel. It's basically like a main panel in your house. And that goes to this PDU that distributes the power through the system. As long as this is on, one of these rings, I forget which one, still has about 110, 120 volts of power, which isn't too much. It's not gonna do anything crazy. But you know, you can still technically touch it with the brush or something like that. When that's on, when this is on through the switches, there is constant 480 going over there. You have to be careful with this thing over here. You see. So how's your day going? Gaming Ed. And Mexican, do you have any siblings? I'll go to my book bag real quick. I said, do you have any siblings? There's a lot of other jobs other than I do, like engineering, that make a lot more money than me, FYI. I know nurses that make a shit ton of money in 200,000 more. But obviously they work a lot of overtime too. But I knew this one nurse. She got paid. She told me about $68 an hour. Which is insane. That's a lot more than I get paid. Honestly, when I decided to become an engineer, I had a money limit that I wanted to reach, and I said as long as I reach that money limit, I'm gonna be happy. That was before going to college. So I ended up reaching that money limit, but you know, you always want more. But at least I found something I like doing, even though I went into this career just thinking about money and not actually what I wanted to do. I had an office job before this doing like AutoCAD and stuff like that. I don't know if you know what that is. Like designing. I didn't like it. It was in front of a computer all day. At least this is something I like doing better. I get to work in the field, move around. Oh, that sucks. Is she getting paid at least, Mexican? Long enough. I forgot. Normally, I think I used an extension cord. That's good. As long as she's getting paid, that's what matters. But if she didn't, that would be a sucky job. There's a lot of people right now that have no jobs or nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum this thing real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute the stream. So not to bother you guys. So give me 1 second, I'm gonna mute it. And right after I finish vacuuming, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute the stream. Okay, we are unmuted. One thing I have to look for is these brushes. There's little triangles on here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can show you. You can see it there. So even these, these small ones are normally signal brushes. There's the special ones at the bottom that I always forget what it does. These big brushes are power brushes. And as the system rotates, these actually shave down. They have a new one which works like those new magnetic fans, where it basically, I'm looking at it, where you have those fans that are NPN, whatever, NP, yeah. So it's an NPN type of sequence that goes all around the magnet, and it basically magnetizes those magnets in order to pull the gantry around. So you don't have a motor, which is over here in the system. This is the axial motor, which is spinning it around with this belt. You see it's kind of dark. It's using that basically to spin this gantry around, but in the new ones it's using the MPN style magnets all around the whole gantry in order to spin it. And technically those magnets, the way that style system works is that you're able to spin it as fast as you want. The only thing you have to do is apply more voltage to it. So those new gantries spin super fast. We only have one type of style, which is the Revolution, which is our top end of this company. I think we're the only ones to do the type of style right now. So it makes less noise and everything else, and it's the same type of fans. I think it's Corsair, I think you say the name of the fan company. They have fans like that they spin super fast, but at the same time they're super quiet because it uses magnetic fans in a way. It's not the fans are magnetic, it's the way that they spin, that it basically creates a magnetic flux in order to keep spinning. Second, so I don't break any of these brushes as I put these back in. I'll show you what I'm looking at in a second. All I do with the 2 people, I just did it by myself, not a big deal. Let's see. So there's a little space in between here, supposed to be as close as possible. It basically keeps the alignment of the brushes to this. Normally, I like to do it 2 people. One person holds it while the other person screws these in. You have these to help you out. These are like guide pins that at least we could order. So it's a little hard at times to keep it in place and at the same time screw these in. Right now it's the test. I'm gonna go ahead after I get these other 2 screws in and take out these guide pins. I'm gonna spin it, and if one of these cracks, then I have to replace the brush inside, and we have them locally. Actually, we like keep them across the street, but I'm gonna have to end the stream real quick just to get those and put this back on. So as soon as you rotate it, you can hear one of these things crack if I put it in wrong. So far, I hope I don't jinx myself. I only broke them once. So far. I was showing somebody else and he broke it another time. But me, myself, I only broke it once. The brushes. I just looked at all the brushes a second ago, and all the triangles I was talking about before, they're pretty good still. They have enough play. They're not at that triangle that I was trying to show before. That indicates when it's at the edge. So I'm rotating now, and you can hear it crack if it's bad. Almost immediately. I'm gonna keep spinning a little bit more. Nope, nothing cracked. This is okay. We're gonna do some test scans in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and show you with the gantry open how it spins. It spins faster. Not the service way, but when the system actually does it. But I'm gonna show you the service way just so for safety, I'm not in the room and stuff like that. I was looking at the fiber cable. It's a fiber cable that goes from here back to there. I don't know if you guys know, fiber is super sensitive. So you can't just rush and put the cover on, because then you might damage that fiber cable. Cover back on, and then I'm gonna spin the gantry. A second. Oh, I forgot the bracket. No matter what, I wouldn't be able to put on the cover without the bracket. So what are you guys doing at home anyway? Those of you that are staying home and don't have to go to work. patience and nothing like that right now. Especially with this whole outbreak since I live in New York. See why? Right now I'm connecting the cables that help the system be in series. The power, the signal for the monitor, and these panels that I showed earlier that I could show again. And I'm talking about the covers. You don't have to take these out, but it makes it easier, especially because it gives you more space to actually move the covers out the way. Like I said before, if you guys wasn't here, a lot of people take off the front cover and move it to the side with the dollies on. If I don't have to, I don't like to do it just because that's extra work for me. I have co-workers that always do it because they say it's more work, not having that in the way. But personally, I feel like I'm able to do everything I need to do with the cover still there. So I just leave it on it. If I don't have to do all the extra work to move it out the way, just so I can finish my work faster. Before I flipped it, normally when I turn it off, I like to do switches, 120, axial, and high voltage. When I turn it off, I like to do high voltage, axial, 120, and when I turn it on, I do the other way around. So 120, axial if I want to, and then high voltage. I'll go ahead and restart this. It's something that connected right, which is not. That's the key blinking. That means the system is not able to reset. The reason the system is not able to reset is because, as you see, I have one side here. I did not connect the front cover because the front and back cover have to be connected in series. I'm going to turn this off and put on the other one. Sorry about a second ago, I got a call from work. Not work or something, I don't know where I got that call from. You see under my live stream right there. Fortunately, when you get a call, it stops everything you're doing on your phone. It's 8 o'clock p.m. Who's calling me from New Jersey at this time, bro? again. Sorry about covering the camera right now. 120 axial. Up there, it stopped blinking. That means the system's resetting. That's the front panel of the CT. That's to stop blinking once it finished resetting. While that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Phantom and put it on the table real quick. Alright, this is what I just put on the table. This is the head extender for the patient, so it makes the table a little longer. Connects down here. This is the Phantom. You know me use. This is just basically water. They have certain things in here. I don't know if you can see. You can see that. To check for image quality and certain things like that. That's inside of here. Normally, what they do is they just test the water, which is about 80 millimeters. From this mark here. So there's a little mark here, which is the center. And from 80 from here, which is about the middle of the water here, is where they normally do their QA water scan at. And it has to be, I think spec says the mean number has to be less than 3 and the standard deviation has to be, I'm thinking it has to be around 5 plus or minus something. Not sure exactly. Normally we check is that the standard deviation is low and that the mean number is even lower. So definitely less than 3. So right now I'm spinning the gantry. There's sort of a power assist on the axial that helps you spin it when you have axial off, but power on. So I'm spinning it, I'm looking, nothing's hitting. Do one thing real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on axial. You could do a test, service mode, rotation is continuous, or jog is where you do it yourself. Right now it's on low speed. This is service mode, so I can stop it whenever I want. And this is high speed, but with my hand here. This is with continuous. Move my phone. So obviously during the scan it goes faster, and this is dangerous because if everything's not torqued right or something, especially when you change your tube or something like that, these screws could go flying and you can leave a hole in the wall or something. And if you're in the scan path, obviously your screw can hit you. So one thing like I'm doing now is, even though I'm flipping the switch further back, I'm still out of the path. So if the screw falls, I mean my hand might get hurt, but not me. Since either way that it's spinning, since it's spinning so fast, it's gonna shoot off either way in this direction where the gantry is. Just a safety precaution you have to take. Okay, I'm gonna turn off for continuous whatever, turn off service mode, and this doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and line this up, turn on laser. It does a spin every time you hit laser, which you gotta be careful when you're working on the system to turn off axial. Even if we have power on, always turn off axial, just cause any little button you press can always make the gantry spin. And you have newer gantries that have a liquid bearing tube where the system will automatically spin on its own. Now I'm just trying to line up the lines. The system's automatically going to move it back 80. When you're doing calibrations, it does not, and you have to do it manually yourself, which sucks. It's not a big deal. So as long as I put on the lines, it tells you, normally this number you have to move to 80 when you're doing calibrations on a 64 slice. 16 slices, 60. Give me 1 second. Don't want to show you guys the password. This is how the gantry really spins. I'm definitely staying back because it's going fucking fast. That shit could kill somebody. That's when it's about to shoot. The only way to shoot is from over here. Somebody has to hit the scan button. We're getting our images. 1 second. Other phone real quick. Hopefully you guys are doing good, enjoying this live stream. Hopefully, let's see. I'm not gonna show you this top image, which is the test. This other patient stuff here, can't show you that. I could show you this here. Anything that says somebody's name, I can't show you because of HIPAA violation. Here, this is what you want. That's pretty low. I guess this one's like 5 plus or minus something. It's a little range. This is the main number you're looking for, which is a little high, but not crazy. It's about halfway. If you want it as close, the mean number as close to 0 as possible. So you have to check different quadrants. This is the physicist checks at 7.5, which is something I do now. I think G says 7, I don't recall, but since the physicist says 7.5, I check it at the same exact location as him. It's okay. I'm gonna start up a system scanning test. I messed up a little bit, but it's okay, just start again. I might just leave it at that. Actually, hope you guys enjoy this live stream. I'm about to go. Then that's basically it. I might walk around actually. Let me go ahead and put the rest of the covers and everything on, and I'm gonna walk around New York and stuff. I have to go across the street, so I guess we'll do that too. determined before, always turn off axial. So whenever you're working on it, make sure that the spring, that's what I just did now. When I put it outside, turn off axial, just so I can pull the covers and everything back on. Don't want my hand coming off. Everything, yeah? Probably my phone's only streaming at 480p or something like that. I'm technically a trained professional, so do not try any of this at home. Why is that, sir? Why do you hate these CCs? Oops. I don't think these are bad. These are pretty short, but they are kind of loud. The new ones are pretty quiet because of the magnetic It's sort of voltage using MPN magnets. I explained it a little bit earlier. A little bit more quiet. The really bad ones are the MRIs. Those are like 40 minutes or something. Depends. And those are super loud. You hear that chucking, chug, 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 chug. I hate those too. To be honest, I personally never had almost touched my face. I personally never had CT done. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that is MRI that you're talking about. I have went into an MRI room with everything still in my pocket. So my phones were okay and everything else, but all my credit cards got completely wiped out. Cause I don't primarily do MRIs, but my friends do it. I normally take everything in my pocket and everything else. This time he asked me to give him a quick help, so I went in there. I took out most of the things but my wallet, and yep, I lost everything, all my credit cards and everything, and I had to wait to get new ones, of course. I'm gonna mute the stream real quick, just cause I'm about to use the vacuum again. So give me a second. I'm gonna unmute the stream now. Oops, you couldn't hear me. I said I finished with the vacuum. I'm gonna unmute the stream now. Don't want to bother anybody with that loud vacuum noise. So when I've been vacuuming for the stream, I've been muting it. did I connect this to my computer? 1 second. About to do a backup. The system calls it only one thing. The system calls the file one thing. So if you have a file named the same thing, it deletes the old backup. So a good habit to do is rechange the old file. Change the name of the old file before you do the backup. Took off my gloves already. It's quiet in this department. Maddie just going off. Oh, just clean the dust from that thing. Was a shit ton of dust. Making my nose go off now. I feel like sneezing. Oh, I'm allergic to everything, especially dust. A smart thing for me to do would have been put the mask on when I started vacuuming. How's everybody doing that is still here? It's a pretty long live stream, I think, overall, right? I'm not sure if my bot's gonna work. Let me check uptime. Uptime. Oh, it is working. Oh, it come my stream shortcuts if you started it. That sucks. Good. How you doing? I don't like people think I'm talking to myself. I forgot something right now. Yep, I did. know if you hear me. Well, since we're gonna back up, I'm packing up all my tools and everything. Head out. Gotta head across the street. I guess I can show you guys that machine, everything. Just gotta change the monitor real quick thing, and I'm done for today. Don't do this. One thing you have to check is this laser. Make sure it's not over this white cover, which is close, but it's not on it. Go around, look at the laser. And definitely needs to be in this middle part on top, which it looks good. Can start a fast cow, just do a Mylar window check, and it's gonna tell me if it's really good. I was about to take you over there, but I don't know if I should right now. Am I gonna stay in here? I don't think so. Sorry about that. Nah, it's not done yet. What's I gonna do? Yeah, put my stuff away. What do you mean done for today? Done with your homework? Mexican? Oh, you talk about me. I still have one more place to go to, which is, it's like, in New York, everything's close. It's only like 3 blocks away, so. Yeah, everything I have left is simple. Though, all I have to do is just change the monitor real quick. That was bad. Oh, somehow they cracked the monitor. Probably hit it with something, I don't know. There's this one monitor I'm gonna show you that costs $150,000, which since I've been here, we had 2 of them cracked. Trust me, they're not happy when it cracks. There is screen protection that some of the customers use to not ruin the $150,000 monitor and just keep replacing the screen protection just because people are not careful with it. is taking a while right now. And but after this, but after the next thing, I'm out. Gonna walk over there, probably stop at the loading dock. See if I can get my box. I don't know if I should stop streaming for that when I get my box and everything. They'll probably ask me for my name and stuff like that. But let's see. I actually got 2 boxes I gotta pick up. I forgot. Almost left this for a second. It's taking a mad long time right now. My book bag's pretty heavy just because I carry all these tools around. No, it's just because I'm live streaming. This is taking extra long. Right there. It's always when you're trying to leave that everything takes longer. My shift is almost up. If I live stream my work, you might see my shift is 12 to 9, but I normally work a lot more than that. It's about to be 9 o'clock. Corona thing's crazy, man. Hey, like, you never expect the hospitals to be empty. It's crazy. Some people taking it too serious. Though I feel like.